Get my free book called The Overseas Basketball Blueprint, 237 pages with all the information you need about playing ball overseas by going to balloverseas.com. Dre Baldwin, balloverseas.com. I want to address a question that I get asked every now and then by basketball players who want to play ball overseas. The question is, how do you get a tryout with an overseas basketball team? Now, I have addressed this question in different ways and different content over time, but sometimes people still ask this question because either they didn't read, they don't listen, or maybe they just hoping that I'll answer it. But I told someone that I would make a video addressing this question specifically so that if anybody else ever asked me this question, I could just show them this video. So it's 4 ways that I know of that you can get a tryout with an overseas basketball team. And if you can get one of these 4 ways to work for you, then you go do your thing. Now, remember, you still got to earn your way in once you get a tryout. Tryout doesn't mean you got a job. This means you got a tryout. And a tryout in overseas basketball really means, honestly, it means 1 day. It doesn't mean a week. It's not all of training camp. It's literally 1 day. So anyway, let's get to the 4 ways. The first way that you can get a tryout with an overseas team is for you to fly overseas to whatever country, wherever that city is that that team is playing in, and then you get in touch with the team. You let them know, yo, my name is so-and-so. Here are my measurables. Here's where I played. I'm in your city right now, Mr. Team Manager. I'm in your city general manager. I'm in your city coach. I'm in your city owner. I just want to come practice with the team for like a day or 2 so I can show you what I can do and see if we can possibly work something out for me to play with your team for the upcoming season or for the rest of the current season. That's a proposition that you can make. But understand this proposition only works if you are in the town where that team is, or let's just say in the country. If you're in the same country as that team, usually within Europe, it's pretty easy to travel about one particular country, whether by bus or by train, or if you're close enough, maybe you get somebody to give you a ride. Maybe they got Uber or something over there. So if you're in the country, if you're in Germany, for example, and you're in Wiesbaden, and you hit up the team in Stuttgart and say, yo, I'm in Wiesbaden and I just want to practice with the team for 2 days, they're going to say, okay, if you can get yourself to this town where we are here in Stuttgart, and we'll let you practice with us for 2 days. We'll give you a little hotel you can stay in for a day or 2. And if you're any good, we'll talk about maybe keeping you around. Or they might not even offer you the hotel. They might tell you, yo, here's where a hotel is. We can get you a deal. It's going to cost you this much, but that's better than if you came in there by yourself without word from us. You might have to pay that on your own, and you got to pay that train on your own just to get there. And then you got to show what you can do when you get on that court. You don't show nothing on the court, that's it. So that's one way, is be where that team is. Just reach out to them, let them know, yo, I'm here. I want to come work out with y'all. They're not going to give you nothing. They're not going to promise you shit. They're not going to pay for nothing, but you can get your tryout. That's what you're after, a tryout. Be in the town where the team is. That's way number 1. Way number 2 is if you have an agent. An agent can get you a tryout with the team. If you happen to be a player who maybe your agent is not able to get you a deal straight up, just straight from the United States where we are, to just go over there and they'll pay for your flight and give you a contract and sign you and everything without you having a tryout. But the agent says, if you say to your agent rather, yo, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, can you get me a tryout with this team or in this country, and see if they'll just go for a tryout deal. Now, of course, your agent doesn't make money just by you trying out. Your agent makes money when you sign a contract. So your agent wants to get you signed to a deal. But if your agent feels like maybe the best way for you to prove what you can do and get your foot in the door because you don't have that great of a resume is to go to a tryout, your agent may go for that. Your agent may say, you know what, that might be a good idea to go for a tryout. If not that, your agent may be the one who comes to you with the idea. Your agent might say to you, like, yo, how about I can get you a tryout with this team? I can't get you a contract because, look, your resume is not going to get you a contract off rip with this team. But they will let you try out. I'm going to get them to pay for your flight, or they might not pay for your flight. You might have to pay for your own flight, but they'll give you a place to stay. They'll get you some food. Your agent should at least be able to negotiate that. They get you a place to stay. They'll get you some food so that you got something to eat and you got at least got a place to stay. Even if they don't get the food, they'll at least get you a place to stay. And then you got to get on that court and you got to prove what you can do. So if you have an agent, especially an agent in that country, wherever you're trying to play, the least that agent could do is get you a tryout, because a tryout is no commitment from a team. All you're doing is just getting on the court, showing what you could do for a day or 3 in practice. And if you're good, then we could talk about something else. If you're not good, then they say, all right, thanks for your time. They let you go and the game is over. So if you have an agent, especially an agent that is local to the country that you're trying to get a tryout in, and the important thing here with this one is you got to kind of have a target. All right, you can't just go to an agent and say, yo, can you give me a tryout with an overseas team? All right, there are hundreds of overseas teams. So you would have to, actually thousands of overseas teams. Not all of them employ Americans, but there are thousands of teams. You would have to kind of narrow down your search. Where do you want to try out? What country? What team? What level? What league? Your agent can't just sift through all 1,000 teams in the world and try to find a team that will have you have a tryout. You have to have that idea. It's the same thing with the first point. If you're going to be in that country, well, what country are you going to go to? Damn near every country has professional basketball teams. Which country are you going to show up in and hope that you can get a tryout? So you have to do some due diligence and do some research and get that information. What country would it make sense for me to show up to if this is something you're thinking about doing? Third option. So we got number one is to just show up somewhere, sight unseen, call a team, get in touch with the team, say, I want to just work out with you, show you what I can do. Second one is if your agent can't get you a straight up contract, they can at least try to get you a tryout somewhere if you're willing to go for it, and you might have to pay for that flight and you might not get any food. They probably at least give you a place to stay, but they might not give you anything else. They might not. The third way is if you know somebody who's already on. Now this way is probably, I would say, of these three ways that I've given you so far, this one is the most sure bet where you're going to get the best possible look. It does not mean you are guaranteed a job, far from it. But the best possible look is when you know somebody who's already signed to a particular team and they have an opening, and then you reach out to the guy that you know or the girl that you know and say, yo, can I come to where you at and stay with you for 2 weeks, and I'm going to just go around and try out for teams. Now, if you go try out and then they say yes, that person maybe is a college teammate, maybe you know them from back home, maybe you know somebody you worked out with, whatever. You got some kind of relationship with that person. They let you come to their place and stay at their place while you go around and try to hustle your way into a deal. That can work. I have seen that work for players. I don't know if players still do that, but that is something that I have seen works. I don't know how normal it is these days, but again, as I said, it's work. So you go out there, let's say your teammate is in France. You go to France, you get to stay with your teammate, wherever they are, or your former teammate, or your homeboy, or your homegirl from home, wherever you know them from. And now you just start contacting teams, do the exact same thing. But now you can say, yo, I'm friends with what's her name? Or if your friend who you're staying with, if the team that they're on has an opening, that's even better. That's the best. That's what I mean when I say the best, the most surefire, really good look you're going to get is if your teammate or your friend, I'm sorry, I keep saying teammate, your ex-teammate or your friend, whoever, is already on the team, and they bring you to practice with the team that they play for. Now you're coming in with a recommendation. Now you're coming in with somebody brought you in, and this person's already trusted. This person's already good. We already know this person. So if they say that you might be able to play, all right, we're going to look at you a little bit closer because you came with somebody that we already trusted, someone we've already invested in. That's your really best shot to get an opportunity. But the thing is, a lot of times the team that your friend is already signed to, they don't have an opening for a player like you, because if they did, they would already sign somebody. They're not just sitting around hoping one of their players brings a player to them. That's not the way that they do business. So it's highly unlikely that the team that your man or your girlfriend plays for has an opening for you, but that is the best way if that ever happens. But if they don't have an opening, look, you can still go stay with your friend for 2 weeks in France or in Spain or wherever you're at, and then just hit up the teams that's around there. Ask your friend what teams are around here, or go find an agent who's local to the country and tell them, yo, I'm an American, I'm from here, here's my stats. Sell yourself to that agent and say, yo, I'm in the country right now, what can we work out? And that agent might jump at that opportunity if you look like you might be a marketable player. If you look like a player who might be capable of earning a job, an agent might take you on simply because you're there. It costs them nothing, and they like, shit, I can make a couple of hours by getting you a deal, and you're already here. That's easy money for me. So that agent might take you on. So you can combine all three basically in this third point. You go over there, you know somebody, you ain't got to worry about where you want to stay. You stay with your friend. You hit up the agent, and the agent who is local will try to work with you. They ain't got nothing to lose by working with you if you look like you have any semblance of game. And number three, you just hit up teams. If the agent's not going to hit up teams, or you don't have an agent to hit up teams, you can hit up teams yourself and go for your opportunity that way. So those 3 ways so far. Number one, just be there. Number two, go through an agent. And number three, know somebody who's already playing over there. Go stay with them, and then just contact teams that are around that area, or ideally get with the team that they already play for. Highly unlikely to have a job for you, but you never know. It might work out. Here's the fourth way. This way is probably the most surefire way, the most guaranteed way, and the way that most players probably don't want to hear, but I got to make sure I say it on this video so that it's been said. Earn it. Earn, E-A-R-N, earn it. You want to try out with an overseas team, you got to earn the tryout. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, a tryout, Dre, is It's just an opportunity for me to show what I can do. How do I got to earn an opportunity to show what I can do? Well, okay, welcome to life. This is the way life works. In life, you are not getting an opportunity is not a privilege in life, in anything. All right, you want an opportunity to see that building right there? All right, no, the person who got the contract to build that building wasn't the only person trying to get it. There's probably 4 or 5, 10 companies trying to win the contract for the right to build that building, so they can put their name on it, so they can get the check, they can get the bag that comes with building that building, so they can put it on their resume and say, yo, we built this building right here in Miami. They can say that. Everybody doesn't win that contract. And nobody is given the privilege of the right to even bid on that deal. Like, let's say I started an architecture company and I heard they was about to build that building, and I hit them up like, yo, I want to put in a bid for that. They not even taking my call, because they like, yo, who are you? We never heard of you. What's your resume? What other buildings have you built? If I don't have questions to those answers, if I don't have answers to those questions, they're not even allowing me to bid on it. Not only not giving me the contract, they're not giving me an opportunity to go for the contract, simply because I don't know anybody, or simply because I don't have a resume, or because I'm not even an architect. So I haven't earned my opportunity to get an opportunity. So that's the way it works in life, and you should probably know this. If you're trying to play professional basketball, that means I'm assuming you're probably at least 18 years old. That means you have some idea of what the adult world is like. And in the adult world, just because you say you want a chance, or you want an opportunity, or you want to do something, does not mean anybody's going to grant you an opportunity. Doesn't mean you have the right to an opportunity. Doesn't mean anybody owes you an opportunity. So if you were thinking that, please erase that out of your head. That's not the way that it works in life. But you can earn an opportunity by, here's how you do it. Go to an exposure event, show that you can play. Go to a traveling team or a traveling tour or a professional basketball academy. Show that you can play in those places. You'll get scouted. You'll get seen by the people who run it, and they will put in a good word for you in certain places that'll get you an opportunity. Build up your resume playing in college somewhere that is reputable, put up some good stats, get some good video. That can get you a tryout, simply because people are going to see that video and see your stats and say, damn, this person looks like they could play. Let's get them a chance. This is the way that you earn an opportunity. When you earn your opportunity, that's the most surefire, guaranteed way that you can get one, when you've earned it. If you have not earned it and you're trying to, maybe an agent can help you out, maybe a homeboy who's already got a deal will let you stay with them, maybe you could just hit up a team randomly because you're in their country and they'll let you come try out. Those are all hit or miss. I'm telling you right now, those are gambles. You're going to the casino. It might work, it might not. But if you earn your opportunity, if you're good enough that your resume says this person looks like they're capable of playing professional basketball, you're making yourself a possible target for every team out there in the world. If you do these other 3 things that I said, you're limiting your options, because if you haven't proven yourself, there's only so many options you're going to have in life. This is just the way that it works, people. If you want to be an architect and build buildings, you want to be an author and write books, you want to be an influencer and influence people, you want to be a whatever and do whatever it is you want to do in life, you must earn the opportunity if you want to have the right to call your own shot. Now, if you do options 1 through 3, like I said in this video, somebody else is going to dictate to you the way it's going to go. Your agent, that team, they're going to tell you, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do, this is how much of a chance we're going to give you, yes or no. All right, you got 2 seconds to answer. And they can tell you what it is, because you ain't got no power. If you want to have leverage and power, and you want to have some say in what you do in basketball, in business, or in life, you must build up your resume, build up some clout, build up some leverage, so that you have the right to say what you're going to say yes to and what you're not. But if you don't have any leverage, you don't have any clout, you have no resume, nobody got to listen to you. So now that y'all know, I'm telling y'all the real, that's what it is. Here's the book, free book, The Overseas Basketball Blueprint. This book is 237 pages where I took everything that you need to know, all the trial and error I had to go through to learn about playing ball overseas. I put it in this book so you don't have to go through it. Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. Go to balloverseas.com, get this book free. I will ship it worldwide, anywhere you live. You pay a small shipping charge. The link is down there in the video description. It's balloverseas.com. So now you know how to get a tryout overseas. I gave you every option. I told you the pros and cons of each one. Now go do something with it. Balloverseas.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.